shall we start today's session, Archana?
Yeah, sure.
Good. So before I start today's session, I would give a short summary on what we saw yesterday. Hash
Okay.
include would mean that we are including the libraries.
Uh, you know what? One thing before, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Are you sharing any screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Haven't I sharing a screen? All right. Ah, tell me if you can see my screen now. Audience view, waiting for next screen.
Yeah.
You can.
Now,
Oh, you can see. You can see my screen.
yeah.
Okay, good, good, really good. All right. So now here we go. So to give a short summary on what we've seen so far, hash include means you are including the libraries essential for the successful completion or the successful execution of your program. All right. So since we are only on a training need over here, we want to see the result, the arithmetic operation results or whatever results we are printing to see what it is, on a black screen or on a screen just to see the display. And for that we use hash include IO stream. Okay, if you want to
Okay.
get that
So,
black
do we
screen.
need before each programming? I think I'm asking the second time, but still I need an answer. Do we
uh,
need to start with has include always to write a new program?
to write a new program, essentially yes, because you will have to use libraries that you're going to depend upon. you know
Yeah, yeah.
if it is going to be,
Understood.
if it is just going to be, what should I say, integer, float, and if you're going to do an addition or something, well, I don't really think you may need anything. But then if you want to read a file, that's the basic thing that you're going to do in your C++ programming. To even read a file, you will have to have the fstream and the streaming libraries. All right. So hash
Sure.
include means you are invoking the libraries of essential classes of or essential functionalities that would help you in accomplishing your task. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so it is basically like, how should I put this? Only if you include them in your project, only if you include them in your file, will you be able to inherit or call upon those functions. Okay, otherwise, even if you call the function, if you know the function and you call it, your code would come and tell you, hey, I don't understand from where are you pulling this function. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's where you will have to include them. All right. You will have to include them. You will have to tell your CPP file
So
that, hey,
in other words, can we say it's a like source file which contains all the functions, everything, and without initiating with that, we cannot proceed. Means system
excellent.
will not understand, right?
Yes, you got it right. Very good. That is in layman terms. You got that perfectly right. Excellent. So it is, yeah, you got that right. That is how it is. I will
Okay.
leave you with that explanation, because if I try to override it, then there's going to be a problem. You got it right. All right. Okay. So now,
So
if you,
can you zoom a little bit your screen, little
okay,
bit like yesterday screen
sure.
was clear.
Is this okay?
Yeah, now it's clear. Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Okay, good. So yesterday, we saw data variables, we saw floats, we saw doubles, and we saw longs, as well as we saw characters, as well as we saw
Yeah,
booleans. All right.
slowly. Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then we would also see what a string is. Now, integer and float will carry 4 bytes, okay, of memory space. Double and long will carry 8 bytes of memory space. Character and string will carry 1 byte each. Okay, string is just a
So
data. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, sir. After long, you said character and both carries one byte, right?
Yeah, that's right. You got that right. Both carry one byte each. Okay, good. So
Okay.
after that, we had just seen a simple if condition. An if condition can follow up with an else if and an else. All right. So the semicolon means you are ending the line. This is one declaration. Please remember that every variable should be declared as what data type it is. Okay. Whether it's an
Okay.
integer or a float or a double, you cannot use a variable without declaring what variable it is. You will
Okay,
have,
so you mean to say that means when you're putting int I variable one, that means int is the declaration that this is an integer.
yes, you got that right.
Okay,
Excellent. You got that
okay.
perfectly right.
So,
Okay.
do we need to give a space between declaration and then we start with I variable, or if we are not giving a space, then will it create any error?
Sure, you will have to give a space after int, otherwise it takes
Okay,
that as a word. Okay, so int space I variable. Only then it'll understand int long, double, float. All these are predefined data types of C++. Okay,
okay.
so it'll understand that.
And
Uh-huh.
okay, go ahead. So first you finish, then I have next question. Two more
Sure.
questions.
Okay, and then don't forget to have the naming convention of a small letter I that will indicate that this variable is an integer. Okay, that's the
Mhm.
same with
Okay,
float.
so
Yeah,
I have question like you put I variable one. So
okay.
is it your name? Can we keep anything like small x is equal to 10 or small x y is equal to 20, something like that? Or do we start with always I variable one?
No, you can have anything under the sun. You can name it anything.
Okay.
You can name it
So
anything.
you just keep for it as an example, right? That means it's a variable. So
Right, right. I'm just keeping this as an example. It is only an
okay,
example. You can name it anything. You can also say I Archana age. That'll make sense. You see what I
okay.
mean? I Archana age.
So
Or I
but it
uh-huh.
should start with I, or you mean to say?
No, 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 no. That
No,
is
right?
the best practice. That is only the
Okay.
best practice that I shared with you. You can always just say Archana age is equal to. Int Archana
No,
age
but
is
what
equal
is
to.
the difference? That's what I'm not understanding. If I'm putting, you said it's the best way to practice. So, how?
Okay, how? When you look at a variable, you will know that this is an integer. If you see the
Okay, okay,
I,
okay,
okay.
okay.
Next,
Yeah.
if you say float f weight, you know, you will know that someone is 45.23 kilos. Okay, and
Okay.
f will mean that it is a float variable. Likewise, when you
Okay.
say a double, you will put d height.
Good.
So you'll
Okay.
understand that this is a double variable. This is what I mean. All right?
It's a very good.
Haha. Yeah, because tomorrow your code would be so big, but when you look at your code, you'll understand, हाँ, ये तो integer variable है और ये float variable है और ये एक array variable है. तो आपको बहुत easy लगेगा identify करने के लिए. Okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. All right. Then we saw few if conditions, how if can be, how if should be written. If can be followed by an else if as well as an else condition. Okay. We also saw that you can have multiple conditions inside a single if line. That is, you can use the and operator as well as the or operator. Okay. Here we
So,
have
how to put this OR operator? You
the
told me it will
okay
be better.
the or operator is in your backward slashes button. Okay, if you see, um I don't know what computer you have, what laptop you have. Is it
Gangboard Vista is very old, sir. My husband's company gave. He was in L&T,
okay?
so it's a Gangboard Vista.
Okay, so you should be having it above your enter button, I believe, the backslash button. If you see, you will see a straight line, a single line. you'll have two symbols in it. One is the backslash
Mm-hmm.
and one is a straight line in that key.
Okay. No
Do you,
problem, sir. I'll find it out.
you'll
Yeah,
find that?
I'll see it because everything is
uh,
I just have two slashes, no straight line. But I feel I have seen somewhere, maybe in my office computer. So no
okay.
problem. I'll Google it. Try to find it out.
Would you Google it? Are you sure you would Google it? Because don't worry. I mean, I understand. But let me see if there's something that I can really pick real fast just to show you what exactly do I mean. Okay, so I'm going to on my webcam. All right. I am
Okay.
going to on my webcam and I am going to show you what exactly am I meaning over here. Uh, I'm not sure. Okay, the webcam is on and okay, so do you see that symbol above the question mark?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw.
Okay,
It's a
above,
straight line. Yeah.
yeah, it's a straight line. All right, this is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. You need to put that
Okay.
twice. All right.
Okay. All
Okay,
right. All right.
good, good,
Thanks
good.
a lot.
Thank you so much. Yep, technology has input. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Good. So let me continue. Okay, we saw the and condition and the or condition also. After that, we skipped on to the for loop. All right, we skipped on to the for loop just to show you that it is an iterative process between the start point, which is 0 over here. The end point is based upon a condition which states that I should be lesser than 10. So it'll go from 0 to 9. Okay. And then we are telling how many values should you increment it to. Over here, I have told you will have to increment it by 2. Okay.
Two.
So after 0, you will get 2, then you'll get 4, then you'll get 6, and then you'll get 8. All right. The I predominantly or almost every time you will see for loops being written like this. Okay, that means it is I is equal to I plus 1. It is only 1. Okay, so it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. All right. Okay, so this is how you write a for loop. Okay,
Okay.
and
So I need a pause for questions.
sh- sorry.
So I
uh,
need a little pause for two questions.
okay,
I would
please.
like
Yeah,
to ask.
yeah.
So you write C out, then two symbols means lesser than I. So first thing, what is the meaning of that?
Okay.
And second thing, you write next line C out lesser than then two colons, then again slash and what that means.
Okay. See out means I want to see the display on the black screen. Okay. See out means I want to see the display on a black screen. Okay. And
It's the
then,
result of that.
the result. Okay. Now a lesser than is the syntax to tell the computer or to tell the compiler, the C++ compiler, that please display the value of the variable I. This is the syntax. This is the syntax to get anything displayed on the black screen. All right. So we will have to say
Okay.
C out lesser than and which variable we want to display. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now,
Got
why did I put a backward slash and an N is because I want my display to be legible. I want that to be readable. So I've asked the compiler to understand this command that every display should be in a new line. So I'm just giving a new
it.
line so that I don't get confused. So if you want to see this output, you can see what I mean. Okay, I am going to show you the output of this program in a second, and I believe it should be up. And there we go. So this is how it's going to look. It started with 0, which
All
is
zero.
this, and then 1, 2, 3. Just because I gave the slash n, it came to the next line. All right. Okay. Now, if I did not give the slash n, you would have 0, 1, 2, 3 all in one line over here without a space. Okay. All right. So I also gave you two programs to practice, which I
Yes,
believe.
I'll do it and I'll send you an email, sir, once I'm done because I couldn't download that code block. That's why.
Okay.
So just send me link and the procedure to download. So
All
I'll
right.
fix it for you.
Sure, please. And okay, I can do that. I can do that for you. Yep. Okay. Today I am going to teach you what is a while loop, a for loop and a while loop. Okay. Now both are the same except for few things which I'm going to tell you. While. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm going to have a variable which is going to be uh, I'm going to call my I variable as 0. I'm going to reinitialize it to 0 because imagine this is how I've given int I is equal to 0. All right. And so there's no need for me to declare that again over here. Now, after this for loop, this I variable would have become 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once it becomes 10, I will reinitialize it to 0 because I'm going to do something else. Okay. While I is lesser than 10, okay. While I is lesser than 10, C out I. Okay. And then I'm going to say C out /n. All right. And then I'm going to say I plus plus. This is the same as you saw for a for loop. Okay. This will do the same thing as a for loop. But what is the difference? The difference over here is there is no initial value or a final value or an increment. Rather, it is an iterative process, but it will check for a condition. It will check for a condition over here. Okay, so in the beginning, I is equal to 0. So it comes and checks this condition. While I is lesser than 10, then please come in and display C out. Okay, and then increment that I by 1. Okay, this is what the while loop is doing. Do you understand this, Archana?
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear, sir.
Okay, so in your while loop, do
It's
not.
almost same, but I feel first it will watch for the condition whether it's less or not. Then it
Excellent.
will give the result, right?
Very good, very good. You got it right. You got it perfectly right. Okay. Now in a while loop, do not forget to put a semicolon over here. Okay. This is how the while loop will work. You will have to put a semicolon over here. Now let me show you the display. Okay. For a while loop. And then after I finish this while loop, I'm going to go step by step. I is going to become 1, then I is going to become 2, then I is going to become 3, and so on, so forth till, till it becomes I is equal to 9, I guess. Yeah, 9. And then let's see if it's entering. It still enters
Mm-hmm.
when I is equal to 9. When I becomes 10, it won't enter. It'll come out. And this is how your display will look. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So this is how a while loop works. Inside a while, again, as in your if condition, as in your if condition,
Mm-hmm.
you can have multiple checks. I should be lesser than 10 and y should be greater than 20, or you know what I mean, or z should be equal to 5. You can have multiple conditions like this inside your while loop.
Okay.
All right? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Nice to know. Okay. Now that we have seen the while loop, there is another loop called the do. Okay, there is another loop called the do, and then you will give a while loop. You will say while I is lesser than 10. All right. Okay. I am going to show you what this does. I'm going to reinitialize my I to 0 and I'm going to display everything again. So can you please tell me what exactly would the difference be between a while and a do while? Just look at the program and just think about it, you know, just think about it and let me know.
So here I feel it will display till 9 first thing. You are giving the command to do C out as I. I will be starting as 0.
Correct?
And we are getting everything a new line because you have put new line command as well. You
Correct?
need to increment it by 1 because you have put I11.
Yeah?
Sorry, I plus plus.
Uh-huh.
But you have put the condition at the end that while I is lesser than 10, so I is definitely lesser than 10, it's 0.
Yeah,
So it will do the same thing, I think, you know, uh, um, but
that's
I'm
right.
not sure it will give the result till 9 or till 10. Okay.
No, you're right. What you said is perfectly right. The only difference between a while and a do while is no matter what, your do while statement will at least execute once. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, based upon a condition, your while loop refers to a condition first. Okay? It checks for the condition and only then it'll enter. But a
Enter.
do while condition will, no matter what the condition is, it'll at least execute it once and then it'll go
Because
and
it's
check the
giving the
condition.
condition at the end. Hmm?
हाँ, तो जो भी कंडीशन है एटलीस्ट एक बार तो एग्जीक्यूट करेगा ही, उसके बाद ही while का कंडीशन चेक करते हैं. ओके, सो कम से कम एटलीस्ट वन एग्जीक्यूशन हो जाता है do while statement में. Okay, at least minimum there's one execution in a do while statement. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it? Any doubts?
Got it. Till now, so far it's good, but I have to repeat it 2 3 times because it's new to me. So everything I can't remember in
Sure,
this.
sure.
So when I see my notes and print screen, definitely I will remember what is said.
All
So
right.
also, I'm asking you, will you be able to provide me recordings of this session? Is
Uh,
there any way to get the recording?
yep, I think you can. I think, I'm already recording the session. You see this?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I should be able to send you a recording of this. Okay?
So sir, after each class, if you send me, it will be like my audio notes. Whenever I have problem, I can
Sure,
listen to
sure,
you and
please.
see.
Yeah, I agree. I understand. All right. And
Okay.
well, good, 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 good. It's good that you reminded me about the recording. I will send you the recording also. Okay. Now,
Thank
this being the do while and the while, you can remember inside a while you can do it as same as an if condition. You can have multiple checking conditions over
you.
here with an
Condition.
or and an and. Okay. Okay, are you clear on that? Very good.
Yes.
So these are the real basic stuffs that you need to know. Okay, so far we have seen decision making statements and the for loops. Okay, which in any programming world, is very, very, very essential. It is the base of anything. All right, these are the building blocks for your programming future. All right.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I
I
would
have
like
to get it very correct.
I would like to encourage you by telling you, by knowing these two things, you should be able to accomplish anything in C++ at least 20%. Okay, I know if there are big punters in C++ and they hear me talking like this, they may think I'm a fool, but this is the truth. If you know these two, you have stepped 20% of C++ into your brains. Okay, all right. You can do anything using a if condition and a while and a for loop. You know, this is the working principles, the base of anything. Okay, now let me introduce you to another data type today, which is called as an array type. Okay, so far you have only seen integer I age is equal to 40 or something, correct? Yep. Now
Yeah.
I am going to teach you an array type. If I do something like this, integer ARRI age, okay? If I do this, if I say integer ARRI age of 20, what does this mean? This means you have a compartment of 20 segments. You have an array of 20 segments, okay? You have an array of 20 segments where you can store 20 integer values. I hope you're getting it. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Now I'm going to
Yeah,
see.
it could be like, there are 20 variables where I can store 40 in 20 times, maybe. I don't
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm going
know.
to
Means
show you.
there are 20 blocks where I can put 40 on all 20s.
You're
Means
right. I'm
on
going to.
all 20 spaces, I can put 40, 40, 40, 40.
Huh. Oh, no, no, no. Exactly. What you said is right. Okay. This is what I mean. You are going to have a container. You are going to have a container of let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. There are going to be 8 spaces for you. Okay, the first spacing is going to be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 and then 7. All right. Okay, now here I've given 20. Actually speaking, I'm going to give only 8. Okay, this is what I mean to say. If you say 8, it'll build 8 compartments over here. Okay,
Okay.
and then the position of your compartments will start with 0. So your
Okay.
first value will be in ARRI age of 0. Okay, if you say
Okay.
this, it'll give you the value at the 0th location. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you how are things stored in this. All right, so now here we
Okay.
go. I'm going to write a for loop. I'm going to say for I is equal to 0, I lesser than 8. Okay, I plus plus. Now why did I put lesser than 8? क्योंकि हमारे पास बस 8 8 मेमोरी स्पेस दिया है, मगर वैल्यूज 0 से शुरू होता है. Okay, values start from 0 and they should end at 7. तभी हमें को पूरा total numbers 8 मिलता है. Okay, so here I do this. I'm going to get the numbers. I'm going to say Cin, get me the Cin, you'll have to put greater than sign. Okay, Cin,
Okay.
enter the values. Let me just say one C out over here and let me say enter values. Enter values. Okay, all right, good. Now Cin, I'm going to receive those values as ARRI age of I. You see what I mean over here? ARRI, age of I. So when the loop goes on, I can get this number, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you how this is going to work. Now, let me also write a for loop to display, okay, to display what we have written, okay, what input we have given. तो इसको मैं सी आउट करूं अभी,
Hmm.
okay, C in, I'm going to get the value, C out, I'm going to say and the values are, okay, and the values are, and the values are, and let me also put one uh, /n, okay, and let me put a semicolon here. Now, let me show you what exactly happens over here. Okay, so it's asking me enter the values, okay? I am going to enter the values over here in the screen. It's asking me enter the values. First number is 21, then 31, then 4, then 21, 32, 4, 441, 78, 23, 89, 99, 45, 67, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 21. That's it. I have entered 10 values. Okay. So my first value is
Yeah.
21, 32, 41. Now I am going to show you how these are getting stored in this. Okay. You see that? 21,
Mm-hmm.
32, 441, 78, 23, 89, 99, 45. Now I'm going to expand this. You see in the 0th location, you have 21. In the first location, you have 32. In the second location, you have 441. Understood?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this
Yeah.
is how you can have a series or a collection of integer values. For example, if you want to know the marks scored by a student in 8 subjects of that particular semester, okay, you will just create an array. You'll say, okay, चले हम एक इंटीजर अरे को बनाते हैं 8 सब्जेक्ट का मार्क्स जो एक्सेप्ट करते हैं वो भी इंटीजर वैल्यूज क्योंकि मार्क्स आर नॉट इन डबल और फ्लोट सही है ना
Yeah.
okay
Yeah. It's
so let's
integer.
take integer values of 8 subjects okay and
Mm-hmm.
likewise this is how you do it. So you should
Okay.
remember कि okay 0th location में मेरा physics का marks होगा and then in my first location let it be chemistry, second location let it be biology, third location let it be mathematics or something. All right, understood?
Mm-hmm.
So you can remember na,
Yeah.
now you can
Mm-hmm.
remember that okay this is how it's going to be. Now, let me also introduce you to another extended concept of an array variable where I will say integer ARRI marks, okay, of 20 students of 8. Understood?
Eight is standard.
Sorry?
You mean to say, 8 is the standard, 20 are the number of the students. You mean to say here?
Yes, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to store 20 students marks. Here I have stored only one student's marks in 8 subjects. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Over here I'm going to store Marks of 20 students in 8 subjects.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Did you understand this?
Yeah, then it should form a row and column both.
Exactly. Very good. You got it right. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. So this is what I mean. You will have 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last you will have
Mm-hmm.
20. Okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
0, 0 of 0, 0 of 1. Okay? All this will be the marks of the first student. Okay? And then second student. And then third
Excuse me,
student.
sir. At the end it should be 19, right? Not 20,
Oh,
because it's starting from
oh
0.
my God. Excellent, excellent. Very good. God bless you. God bless you. Very, very good. This is what I say, diligence and commitment in learning. Very good.
No, that,
Go-
I'm feeling it's very tough.
No,
Maybe
no.
I'm getting things, but I have to practice a lot.
Very good. Very good. God bless you. Super. You did that awesome. Okay. It starts from 0. It ends in 19. Very good. Okay. So हर 20 हर 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 स्टूडेंट हर 20 लड़के लड़कियां का मार्क्स इसमें स्टोर हो जाता है. All right. So if someone comes and asks you, can you get me the 15th student's biology marks? All you will say is see out 15th student है तो मैंने ARRI of marks of 14, and my third subject is going to be the biology mark. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I forgot, I missed to tell you one very important thing, that here you had only one for loop because you had only one array compartment, correct? You had only one array
Yeah.
compartment, but now you have two array compartments, correct?
Mm-hmm.
One rows
Yes.
and one
One
column.
row and one
So
column.
you will have to have two for loops. For I is equal to
Okay.
0, I lesser than the first value, which is 20. Okay? I lesser than I plus plus. Okay? And then inside you will have to have for integer j is equal to 0, j lesser than 8, the second value. Okay? J plus plus. All right? Okay? Do you
Yes.
understand this, Archana?
Yeah. Because we have rows and numbers, so you have to give two for loops, one for rows and one for the means
Ex
number of the students, number of subjects. For both of them, you have to give for
Very
loops.
good, very good, very good. It will start from 0 and it is always a lesser than sign. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Very good.
So, but I need a explanation because it will be more easier for me to understand. See, at whenever I'm learning this programming because I want to develop some application, correct?
Correct?
Maybe the same example, I need a some application where I can store the data of the students.
Correct?
So
Okay.
back end, we are working on the C language as you are putting the age and number of the students and marks. But at the front end, the display is completely different. Do you understand? So what I mean to say means there will be an web page or maybe an application where I will click and I'll see a different thing, different format. Like when you click the Word MS Word, then MS Word looks for us it's different, and for the software engineers it's like coding. So how that get linked, sir? How do
Okay.
we put, the pictures and the images and, the front end and back end? How
I
do you connect these
understand.
two things?
Okay, okay, I understand. See, I'll give you a very good example. I will give you a very good example. It is nothing but, it is nothing but I'm going to give you a very layman's example, okay? See, how,
Sir,
how,
if you don't want to give the answer now because they, it may be too much for me, then you can give it later. Because my main thing is, I'm writing code, but display is in a black box. But I don't want that in a black box. Correct?
correct.
Everybody wants their application to be made. So how that applications are connected with this coding? And users click application, but it works as a coding. So that's interfacing. That I'm
Okay,
not
okay,
understanding.
okay. So, to really be frank, currently you are only learning how to buy vegetables. You are only learning how to buy vegetables. You will have to learn how to cut the vegetables, okay? And then you will have to know how to cook the vegetables. And then you will have to display what you have cooked, correct?
Yes.
All right. This I'm giving you a very bad example, maybe, but
No problem, no problem. But it's a good no. It's a modular example.
I request you to correlate it with your training, okay? अभी तो
Yes.
आप खाली वेजिटेबल्स को खरीदते हैं, ओके? अभी अभी दुकान जाके खरीदते हैं आप, तो इसके बाद उसको सफाई करनी है, फिर उसको काटना है, और काटने के बाद आपको पकाना है, पकाने के बाद आपको जो कुछ करनी है, मगर माने नमक डालना है या शक्कर डालना है, यू नो एंड देन अंत में आपको उस खाने को डिस्प्ले करना है, सही है ना?
Yes.
तो पहले हम
Mhm.
खरीदते हैं, सब कुछ खरीद के रखते हैं, ओके? उसके बाद आई विल टेल यू हाउ टू डू एवरीथिंग. You know what happens? You will collect all the data, and that is web application, Archana. That is web development, okay? That for that
So
you,
that is a different part, right? That's not
yeah,
our part, correct?
that does not come under C++. You can link your PHP development in your C++. Otherwise you can do your Python display. You can make web pages using your Python. Python uses something, there are many, many, many open source web applications.
So that work we are not going to do, correct?
Not really. I wouldn't be touching those. Those are available on the internet on any web page that you open as per your request. This is the
Okay.
building block. ये मैंने आपको क्या सिखा रहे हो? I'm teaching you how to build a home. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The web page is how to paint a home. I will
Mm-hmm. Got
teach
it.
you how to build a home using bricks and sand and cement. But the web application that you're asking me is just painting the home. Okay?
Okay.
Wha-
So, sir, that course is a web developer course.
Well,
Is
yes,
that a web developer?
that is a web developer course. You got that right.
Got
Uh,
you, sir.
Okay, that goes under the web development. But in web development, it'll read your output. It can also read an output from a C++ application, and it can update that onto your web page. So once you
Okay.
get into software development,
Mm-hmm.
creativity is non-stop. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay?
That's why you have more scope, sir.
That's right. I
Mhm.
encourage you. I seriously encourage
And
you to.
especially in US, means I feel IT is filled with Indians. I have one my friend working in a company. She was telling, in my company 40% are Indians, and other 60%, 20% are Russians, and the rest of them are means from all other countries. So you
Uh-huh.
can see the percentage how many ITs we have here.
Correct. Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We love coding. But during college time, we hate coding.
Yeah, of course, it's very tough. Computers and all, it's very very
Yeah,
tough.
seriously. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. So, are you comfortable with what I've taught you so far?
Yes, of course.
Uh,
Today it's a very nice class, and also I'm understanding the concepts.
Very good.
And you have to work hard from my end. Everything cannot be taught, sir. You have said it one time, but maybe I have to repeat it 10 times. But yesterday it was really little bit tough for me because I couldn't get why you are putting this slash and everything looks new. But thank God before I joined your classes, I
Uh-huh.
was looking into C programming for almost 3-4 days. I looked into some videos, so
Okay.
I was already familiar with some of the words and format you make. So
Sure.
that's the reason I was at least understanding. But today
Very
it's
good.
good, sir.
Very good.
You
Very
are
good.
explaining each and every line also, sir.
Super. Excellent. It encourages me to. Okay. So, Archana, I would also like to add another point. This is one row and one column. You can also have a third dimension. You can also have a third dimension over here. So this becomes a 3 by 3 matrix. Now, you know what I mean? That is, for 0, you have 8 columns, and for each row of 8 entries, you will have 4 entries in the Z direction. Okay?
Okay.
So this is how you can store data. For example, how can I put this? Uh, I can put this as, for each subject, okay? For each subject, I'm going to have practical marks, I'm going to have theory marks, and then I'm going to have internal marks, and last, I'm going to have behavior marks. Agree?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, in one category you can put lot of data in the third
Correct.
dimension.
Here
Yes.
I will have the total value. If it is 80 marks out of 100, okay? So in
Okay.
my practicals out of 25, I have got something. In theory out of 25, I have got something. And then in my internals out of 25, I have got something. And then for my behavior out of 25, I have something. So
Mm-hmm.
out of 100, I've written the total marks over here for each student. Understood?
Understood.
Okay, now that you can do it for how much ever you want.
Okay.
All right?
Alright.
Very good. So if you have understood this, okay, you can add another 15% into C++ and C programming understandability of how
So
much you
means
have
it has become
understood.
35 so far.
If you have understood so much, I guarantee you have completed 33% of C++ programming. Okay?
No, sir, it's understandable, but see, once I'm learning, it's a different thing. But when it comes to practical, everything is a new and up to you. How you
Sure.
think and where
Ex-
do you use for and where do you use integer. Means
yes.
that's gonna up to you and your intelligence. Nobody
Sure.
can work on that the only way.
Exactly. Exactly. That is why I gave you these programs to practice. And don't worry, I will post programs to you, and I would encourage you to do it. Only then you will understand why was I barking for so much. मैं क्यों इतनी बकता था?
No, no, you are not barking, sir. Don't say the wrong words.
All
And
right.
you are doing a great work. If I'm getting a job, I am not gonna forget you in my whole life.
Oh, I feel
Because you are
so
a good
happy.
parent.
Archana, you're making my day so happy. I would really pray that you
No,
get a
it's no,
job.
of course, whoever, underage, maybe your age, or maybe it doesn't matter, but whoever teaches you, you should never forget. I was a teacher, sir. Mm.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was
Excellent.
teacher in aviation college, so I know this.
Wonderful. Cool. Okay, Archana. So far we have looked at how we can deal with data. Okay, I have also shown you how you can store data in variables. All right. Now I'm going to clear this. Okay, this drawing that I've got, I'm going to just clear that. All right. Okay, that is the same with the character variable also. See, Archana, what I mean to say is all your integer values are scalar values. Okay, But in your character, you may say character name, and you will have to give these spacings to store a name. So character name, I'm going to give 20. Okay. And then I'm going to store the name under this variable as, I'm going to store it as Archana. I'm sorry. Or let me say ASDFGHT. Okay. Now I, if I would say C out, and then if I would say our CH name, that is all I will give. Okay. Now
Okay.
let me show you what I was meaning to help you understand it. Let me say F5, and I say yes, and then, oh, it says I've got an error. So what is the error? I missed the semicolon over here. So let me put that, and then let me once again compile it and build it and come down. All right. So here, I'm sorry. Uh, I'll have to give these values now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 2. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to uh, have a name of 20, and then I'm going to say C out. Okay. Now, you see this, you have got the output as ASDFGHT. Okay. How many spaces has it taken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spacings. You have given 20 spacings. So, over here in your integer array, a value goes inside a spacing. But in a character, each alphabet is a spacing. Okay,
Okay.
this on the whole is not one value. Every single alphabet is a value. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if
Okay.
I will have to store 20 students' names, I will have to give 20 as well as the spacings for the name. Let me say 30. Maximum, I'll have only 30 alphabets in a name. Correct?
Okay.
Okay, so this is what I mean. For 20 students, if you want to store their names, you will have to give both. You will have to give how many students, and for each student, how many memory allocations you're going to give for the alphabets for the name. All right? Is this
All right.
okay? Are you getting
Yeah.
this? Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So you can add another 1% to your C++ understanding. Okay? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Archana, all this time, whatever we have seen is in the static memory. All right? You see what I mean? Okay, there are two kinds of memory. One is the static memory and the other is the heap memory. Okay, what is a static memory? Everything that you are coding, okay? Everything that you code, during your coding, whatever storage you do, during your coding, whatever storage you do, whatever containers you have, all that gets stored. Even your variable declarations, your integers or your floats or any variable that you have declared will go inside the static memory. Okay, inside the static memory, there are two kinds of memories. One is the static memory and one is the heap memory. Every variable, once its scope gets over, it gets automatically deleted as long as it is in the static memory. Okay, so what I mean to say is, okay, so what exactly do I mean is when you are cooking food, okay? When you are cooking food, you're cutting veggies and you're putting those veggies inside a pan and you're pouring water as well as oil. Correct? ओके तो इतना इतने तक आपने जो कुछ किया है ये सब स्टैटिक मेमोरी के अंदर घुस जाता है ओके it goes inside the static memory because you have you have done it, you know what it is, and so you have done it. But in due course of time, as you see, when you're cooking your food, sometimes the water level may have gone down and you want to add a little more water, or you want to add a little more masala, or you want to add a little more namak, salt or something. Okay, so that is during runtime. That is during runtime. That goes inside the heap memory. Okay,
KEEP?
HEAP. That is
Oh, HEAP.
HEAP.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that goes inside the heap memory. Otherwise, it is called the static memory. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so whatever goes inside the heap memory, it is your responsibility to delete that. Otherwise, it'll stay inside the it'll stay forever in the pointer. It'll stay forever inside the memory of your heap. Okay, and that is going to accumulate memory space of your computer. And sometimes if it's a huge application, then your computer is really going to go slow. The processing of your computer will become very slow. So how do we do that? All right. And when does it really come into play? For example, someone has come and given you, someone has come and given you the mark sheet of a particular class. Okay. Now you will have to develop a program only once because you cannot keep developing programs for every input file that comes to you. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you will have to develop only one program. That program should be able to execute every input file given to you. Correct?
Yeah. In the same format, correct, sir?
Ha, exactly. Okay. So yeah, you can tell the user that the input file should be exactly in this format. Only then my tool will work. Correct? But
Yeah.
the number of students may differ. In one class, there'll be 20 students. In another class, there'll be 50 students. Now you
Yeah.
see what I mean by static memory and dynamic memory.
Yes.
Okay. So
Static
when,
which we put once and dynamic which always means comes and changes.
correct. Yeah.
That's
See,
how we create. Means, we create program as per on the basis of just one student, but
uh,
how it takes when it comes to the application side, so we can put n numbers of students
that's,
data. So
yeah,
how
correct.
that works?
How that works, you will read your file. You will read the number of lines in your file. Okay.
Okay.
When the user gives you the input file, you will read how many lines of data are there, and based on that
Okay.
you will know how many students are there. Correct?
Okay.
Okay, so in the beginning you may not be able to assign a variable to tell how many students you're going to work upon, so
Yes.
that cannot be declared as a static variable, but you can declare the school's name as a static variable. Correct?
Yes, that's gonna be fixed.
Correct. You can name because no school name will have more than 100 characters, right? So that can be a
Right.
static variable. But the number of students you don't know, right? So that will become
Yes.
a dynamic variable that will get inside the heap memory. All right? Understood? Okay.
Yeah, understood.
So that is when pointers come into play. Okay. Pointers, pointers, pointers. What are pointers? This we shall see from our next class.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that will be good, sir, because already there are
Yes, because
various things
I
to
know,
practice with. Mhm.
right, because it is always good to learn, step by step. If I teach you how to cook
I'm
pasta,
not in
burger.
any hurry, sir. You can take your time, right? And then it's good for me, I can store these things on my memory, then I proceed with
Sure,
new
sure.
topics.
Yes, yes, I agree. I certainly agree.
Sir,
Very
so,
good.
I have some questions like how many days, I do have syllabus,
Okay,
but still I would like you to send, I will forward you the syllabus which they gave me, okay, Gangboard.
okay,
So you just see and tell me, is it the correct, syllabus which you are going to teach me, or you have a different syllabus? Because that's from institutions, and you are an instructor. You might have formatted that to your own syllabus. So just
right.
see that and let me know, sir.
I have
And
seen it. I have seen that, Archana. I have seen that syllabus. And in fact, there are few things which I am not sure if they've got it, but everything that I teach you is going to be purely based on my experience. All right?
okay.
It is all going to be purely on my experience and also on the syllabus. So uh, I will make sure that you can write royally, update your resume telling, hey, I know C++. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yes.
And
Okay.
time is a very precious thing.
I
Now
know.
I'm understanding. Means from the beginning also it was okay, but now it's very valuable thing for me because I have got very less time to learn and develop my skills. So
Oh,
I don't want to waste in anything which I learn. So if I'm learning something, that means I should know that properly, so I
yes.
can write in my resume.
Exactly, exactly. So, you know, I will send you the link of how you get to download your a code block, and please try to get that done. Please try programming as soon as possible. Okay?
Yeah.
I request you to please try on uh, programming as soon as possible. Please do the programmings that I give you, and yep. So far, so cool. I will be mailing you the programs that you need to practice on. Okay. And it is going to be very
Okay.
simple. Okay. Next class,
Yeah,
we will.
initially I need simple because semicolon, colon, dashes, maybe many things are there which make cause error. So first I should start with a very simple thing so I know that
Right.
how it should
Right.
be formatted with the space and all.
Correct.
And
Yep.
also, sir, I need recording. So it's not means immediately I want. Whenever you have time after each class, maybe after 2 3 days, you can send me before I proceed to next classes. So I can listen one more time to you, and I'll be more confident what I learned before.
Very good. Very good. I appreciate that. I certainly appreciate that. Next class, I'm going to teach you pointers. I'm going to teach you functions, and I am going to teach you. I think for these two, it'll take quite a lot of time. And then I can also teach you how to read a file
Okay.
reading. Okay, I will teach you file reading,
Okay.
pointers, functions, and file reading next class. All right, and then when
Uh, mhm.
yeah, please go ahead.
No, actually, I was asking. They say that I'm gonna get access to few things for 1 year. I don't know exactly what is that. Maybe some of the materials or something like that. So, do you
Uh,
have any idea, sir?
oh, I'm sorry, Archana. I really do not know what they mean.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll ask them. No problem. Because I thought you might be teaching, so you know what and all to be provided to the students. And
Uh-huh.
sir, they say that it's like 20 25 hours classes, and 20, 25 hours classes, maybe another 20 hours classes for the project and all. That's why I'll send you the details which they have sent me. So just have a look. Means half of the time is a theory and half of the time is practical and assignment. So are you
Ha.
aware of that, sir?
Yes, yes, that is why just because you are not beside me, I'm not able to really guide you in the practical session, and hence I'm asking you to somehow do these exercises to get a hands-on experience on developing C++ programs,
Okay.
you know?
Mm. Sir, have you taken any online classes before, like on virtual screen, or
Now,
you just taking?
हाँ, सच बात ये तो कसम से कहते हैं मैं कि ये मेरी पहली बार पहली
Oh,
पहली बार क्लास ले रहा हूं मैं ऑनलाइन में। तो इसीलिए आई एम
okay.
नॉट एबल टू जज कि आप अगर प्रोग्राम्स करते हो तब
Mm-hmm.
आपको डाउट्स आ जाएगा 100%। आना ही है बिकॉज यू न्यू,
Mm-hmm.
then I can really help you out and going a little more deeper. I mean, it's very good to get doubts, honestly speaking.
Yes.
So this is the very first time I'm taking online classes. All these days, I have students right in front of me. I give them the programs and I ask them quiz also, so that they get to
But
understand.
I would have to say, you can also cross question me, so you will come to know whether I'm getting each and every point or not, because you are
Yes,
describing so many things, but maybe I cannot understand. So you can point out to me that you did not understand, or maybe you have to do this,
right, right.
or you
So
will come to know what I'm getting.
एग्जैक्टली तो इसीलिए मैंने आपको डू वाइल स्टेटमेंट का प्रश्न पूछा था
Okay.
just to see if you understood what could this be. All right. So I will ask you questions.
Okay.
There are more questions to come. I will surely,
Yeah,
you know,
it's just starting.
sure, sure.
Usually, when you take in classes C or C++ training, how many days it goes?
Over here, it goes around 8 to 10 classes because students bring their laptops, and these students are from college or from corporate offices, and they really think that they want to do it at home. I will teach them what the program does. I will show them 2, 3 examples. And then when I give them
Mhm.
programs, they go do it at home and they come here. So I
Okay.
finished the course in 12 days actually. 12 days into two,
Okay.
2.5 hours per day. This is how it
Mhm.
goes, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
But for me, sir, weekly I'm just doing 2 hours. Not even 2 hours, 1.5 hours, and just for 2 days. Because I have already told them, you can talk to them if they have not informed you about this,
Uh-huh.
that I am available only on Thursdays and Fridays. Means from 5:30 Indian Standard Time to midnight Indian Standard Time. You can choose whatever time you have.
All
So
right.
because it's a one-to-one, because I
Yep.
don't think anyone else is joining in this meeting, correct? This online program. No one else
Yeah.
is joining.
Yeah, no one else is joining so
So
far.
yeah,
It is
because
one
I
step.
have chosen a program one-to-one. I cannot join with the batch, sir, because my timings are not matching. There
Correct.
may be day here, it might be. So they had an option, so I chose it.
Oh,
I'm just asking you a question that whether you are aware or not that I'm going to do only for 2 days.
sure.
So
Okay. Okay, okay, don't
so
worry.